Oh, okay. Right.
You heard my cat. Let's pull some tarot about it. In case you missed the more recent video that I posted about my Moldavite popping back up, it reappeared after being gone for 3 years. The last place I saw it was whenever I was states away, like 8 hours away from where I currently am. Last time I had it, it was on this cord, but it went missing and the cord didn't. And so I've used this cord for several other charms, necklaces, whatever may have you, over the past few years since my Moldavite's been gone. And then the other night, currently moving into a different part of my house, I open up and tangled up in a bunch of other cords I've never even used that were actually for whenever I was like selling at markets. My Moldavite was just on it, on 2 of them connected together, and my Moldavite was placed on them just like it's placed on this right here. Honestly, it's felt great having it back. So if you're a part of this energy and part of this collective, let's pull some tarot about it and see what the universe has to say about this new changing era that we're moving into. As I was shuffling, when I was about halfway through, I heard one voice say, "Nothing's changing for me." And I heard another voice say, "Well, with that attitude, nothing will." And I felt like that was the energy of this reading, is that someone is like, you know what, nothing is changing for me, and I don't even know if I really want it to change. And the universe is like, you could very well have everything that you've ever wanted. Like, that's what we've been setting you up for. Like, you've been building up to this point where you used to want things so badly, but you wanted them on like a short-term scale, or like you wanted them, you were like, it's my money and I need it now. But like, you weren't aligned with it being your money. You weren't aligned with having those things right then in the moment. And so, of course, if they did come to you at all, they were not in a way that you would enjoy. And so now you're almost at the point where you're like pouting and you're like, nothing's changing for me. If it was going to change, it would have by now. And the universe is like, okay, cool. It's not that you aren't supposed to have the things that you wanted, or the things that you like saw in front of you that you were like, that's mine. It is yours. It's just that the it that is yours is not the it that was in front of you. You were trying to force what was around you to fit the things that you knew you deserved. Like, you wanted a romantic partner, a soulmate, and instead of saying, my soulmate's out there for me, I'm gonna meet them at some point, you said, you, or maybe all of you, you're my soulmate. And you tried to force other people into a box that was your soulmate. Or like, you wanted your dream career, so instead of saying, you know, like, what path can I take right now, or what steps can I take right now to get toward my dream career, and being disciplined, you just forced the world around you to fit into a dream career of yours, and it did not work. Part of you not being disciplined wasn't necessarily your fault. You just weren't never taught. You were never shown how to be disciplined. And so that sort of brings us into the era that you have left recently, of learning how to be disciplined. The universe had to force you to be alone, to like have to question everything that you've learned, everything that you taught yourself, because you're a really good self-teacher. You were really good at teaching yourself how to be, how to exist, how to acquire, how to chase the things that you wanted, or just being good at things in general, being good at what it is that you do on a day-to-day life. Like, you are so intelligent, so meticulous, so detail-oriented, and you taught yourself all of that. You taught yourself how to be teachable, but there were certain things that you left out in your teaching. There are certain things that got missed, certain things that got hopped over or left behind. And so the universe had to get you by yourself and make you question everything that you had ever learned, make you question all the self-taught things that you had learned, all the things that you had ingrained in your own brain on how things work. And by getting you alone and making you leave behind all the things that you had once known as true, it was able to open the world up for you. But just because you got alone and had to leave those things behind for a moment doesn't mean you're supposed to leave them behind permanently. Like, you learned all of those lessons for a reason, and you're about to be at a spot where you're gonna have to pick up all of those lessons again, because you learned them for a reason. You taught yourself. It's just the universe had to step in to also be a teacher for a moment. And unfortunately, it taught in a very tough love type of way, but it still taught you a lot of valuable things during this period of isolation and like teaching. It feels like some of you know that's true, but are afraid of it being true. Like, you're afraid of your wishes coming true, and you're afraid of getting the things that you've always wanted, or stepping back into the places that you once were now with this newfound knowledge, because you're afraid, like, are people going to look at me the same? Are they going to think less of me because of what I've been through now, or because I've been absent for a while, or because I haven't been active in this community, in this place, in this role, in this dream for a while? Like, are people going to look down on me? Are they going to see me as less than? Are they going to judge me from things for the past because that doesn't align with me anymore? Like, some of you are genuinely afraid that things are not going to get better, that things are like they're the best they're going to be right now, and you may be content with where they are right now. And it's almost like that adding hope that things could get better is what is giving you anxiety. It's like the hope being added, the thought of you actually being able to be a master of all the things you once knew and all the things you know now combined together gives you anxiety. It makes you scared because you've been in such a state of like rest recently. You've been in a place of like, I'm going to relax in my responsibilities. I'm going to only take on what feels comfortable, what feels good to me. And that's a good thing. Like all of that, what I don't think you're understanding is like, there is a world where it all can exist together. You're just thinking too big picture. Like you're comparing what your dreams were and the things that you wanted out of life. You're comparing it to what you see on TV, what you see other people have, what you've read in books, what you, I'm feeling like it's like whenever you're a child and you see like a documentary or a TV show or a movie about a specific profession, you're like, this is what I want to do. And then you build up to it, go through college, get the degree, get experience, get the entry-level job, and you're like realizing this is nothing like what I thought it was going to be. But even though like you haven't gotten there yet, like you've only gotten to the entry-level job, you haven't gotten to the thing that you always dreamed of. You rushing is what brought you the sourness of it all, and that's why you had to learn. That's why the universe had to step in. That's like why we are where we are. But this constant fear, this constant anxiety is what is binding you, but it's self-binding. Like you could easily set yourself free just by having confidence in yourself, or trusting that you have in fact learned enough to be successful in what it is that you've wanted to do for so long, the things that you've wanted for so long. Like you have learned enough to be successful in a healthy, happy soulmate relationship. You've learned enough to be successful in your dream career. You've learned enough to be successful in a spirituality or religion that you feel called to. You've learned enough. You have learned enough. Like you've been brainwashed and broke the brainwash enough to know when to not be brainwashed again. Just don't stop here. Like just don't stop where you're at, because it does get a lot better. Like this was just a step in the process. This is just a step on the staircase. Like do not stop here. Keep going. If you have the opportunity come up, step forward into it knowingly and trustingly that you have what it takes to be successful in the things that you want, and you're also deserving of them. They may not look how you've always imagined them to look, but they're still yours, and they're still there for you, specifically crafted for you. The thing is, you're in the perfect place to receive it. Like you're in that perfect spot. Like I know I've said, like you have what you once knew, you have what you know now, not realizing that they complement each other. But you're also in a space where like you've done a lot of living. You've learned a lot. You know the things that you want. You know what decisions and what opportunities aren't for you just as much as you know the ones that are for you. It really just comes down to trust. It comes down to knowing which peg on the ladder is the one you want to grab a hold to, and which one you may not want to grab a hold to. You may want to step over it. Like you have been through enough and you've learned enough. Like this is not like the era that you're moving into, where you're about to be having these opportunities come to you, or these things like these stepping stones come to you. They're going to feel easy because because you've learned. Like if you 5 years ago would have been presented with the opportunities that you're about to be presented to now, you wouldn't be able to handle it, but you can now. The mystery, the fake love, the nuance of it all, it's over. Like it is about to be straightforward. Like it's going to be right or left. It's going to be black or white, because that's where you've set yourself up to be. You know yourself better than you think you do. Don't let others get in your head. Don't let the short-term glory of it all get in your head. And more importantly, don't look at the past. Only look forward toward the future.